So this video is essentially just going to be me talking about whatever I want to talk about. I am working while I'm doing this and I want to talk, so I decided to make a video. And I want to talk about my dreams recently. I know people don't like listening to other people's dreams, but look, I want to talk about my dreams. I don't remember a whole bunch of them, but I remember parts of them and I want to talk about them. So come along with me, listen to my ramblings. So I'm somebody who has pretty vivid dreams, but as of late, I haven't really been having any dreams. But even more recently, honestly, since we've all been stuck at home, they've come back. I've had lots of vivid dreams recently, and I don't know what that is. Maybe it's catching up on sleep. I have been getting a lot more sleep than I used to, and that's really nice. So maybe just more sleep has encouraged my vivid dreams to come back. What I found interesting is the similarities between my recent vivid dreams. My recent dreams, like for the past 4 days, have all taken place in very dark, dungeon-like places. I want to talk about what I can remember from my first dream and then maybe from my dream a couple nights ago. My first dream, I don't remember the beginning of it, like you don't remember the beginning of most dreams, but I was in that dark, underground, dungeon-y type place, but it was like a dungeon, but it still had a homey feel to it. There was a bookshelf, there were armchairs, like worn red, velvety, suede armchairs with the random spots of warm lighting. By spots of like warm light, like lamps or candles. I don't remember what was causing the lighting specifically. And there was moss growing on the walls, and the moss was so green. I remember thinking of it like a library, but underground. I really enjoy the setting. It's kind of eerie, it's a little spooky, but I still enjoy it. I don't know, it has a certain type of feel to it. And I even remember in my dream being like, this is a very interesting setting. I don't know where I am. My theory as to the lighting situation specifically, and maybe the darkness of it, is my boyfriend and I, a couple weeks ago, we watched all of Lock and Key. It's a show on Netflix, and it's an old house, and the house is very dark on the inside, but it's lit, you know, with lamps and warm lighting and stuff throughout. And I like that feeling. I like where it's homey, but it's also kind of spooky because of how dark it is. Spooky, I said that weird. So I think my brain might have just picked up on that and plopped me in a dream version of it, but also with stone instead of just a normal house setting. And also just the furniture and like the bookshelves felt a little reminiscent of Key House. But even in my dream, I remember being intrigued by my surroundings. But it was interesting because there was also an element of fear for me. I don't know why, it was just an uneasy feeling. There was another person there, it was a boy, and he seemed so scared. And I didn't know why, but it was like he was scared of some sort of authority figure. There was somebody that lived in this place that was scary to him, but I didn't know what that was, who that was. But as I explored a little further, and this next part is also a reoccurring thing throughout my dreams, I mean just all the time, public restrooms, but not like regular public restrooms. There's always something super weird about them. A long time ago, I had a dream where there was this public restroom, but it was huge. I mean, it was massive. It was like a maze of stalls, but none of the stalls were tall enough. You could see everybody, and I hate that, but that's not what this was. This was like a normal public restroom, but again, it was dark. And I remember when I first opened the door, it was pitch black, but you could hear sounds coming out of the bathroom, and I mean, they were scary sounds. I mean, you know, screaming and distraught cries. I didn't go in, and I remember thinking to myself, what is this? That's really all I remember from the first dream, is the setting of something that felt comfortable, but also a little eerie, and then an entirely different feeling when I opened the door to this, what I believe was a restroom. So then the second dream that I remember was something similar, except it was more in a forest, and I was looking for a group of people. And I just realized I had mascara smeared under my eye this entire time. Why didn't you tell me? Anyways, I was in a forest, I was looking for a group of people, and I found in the forest, it was like half underground, half in like a cave system, but in dirt, like they had made burrows. I say cave system because there was some stone incorporated into it, and again, it was dark and it was lit by occasional just spots of warmth. There were wooden doors, and the ground was dirt, just like really rich smelling soil. And there was moss. Of course there was moss.
I like moss.
But the people that I was looking for, they weren't there. It looked like they had left quickly. It felt so similar to the place that I had been the night before. But that dream continued, and I think what it turned into was like a post-apocalyptic kind of dream. I have a lot of those, because the rest of the world, as I continued trying to search for these people, there weren't a lot of people about, and the roads were old and worn and broken and overgrown with, you know, nature. And I was looking for this group of people, and I remember coming across a school. It felt like an elementary school, but there was nobody there. It was dark inside, the hallways were empty. It wasn't too overgrown like how the roads were, which was interesting because if this was some kind of post-apocalyptic place, you would expect the buildings to also be kind of run down, but this building seemed almost pristine. I found the group of people, I think along the road that I was walking after I had left their initial hideout, and they discovered the school while I was with them, while I was walking with them. We found a pulley system that went under the school, and unfortunately that's all I remember for that dream. Is I just remember finding the system, and I remember one of the people getting into like a box, like a tiny elevator. It was metal, and it just went down into darkness under the school. And that's all I remember from that one. And then from last night, so that last part, as I was explaining it, actually helped me remember my dream from last night. I, again, don't think I remember the beginning, but not like I don't remember the beginning in the sense of dreams. I think there was something before what I'm about to say that I don't remember. The first thing that I can remember is staring down a concrete hole at night. Maybe it was like some kind of drainage thing, because there was layers to it. It wasn't just straight down a hole. It was like there were some concrete cylinders in the middle breaking up the straight hole. But it went down. It just seemed like it went down forever. You couldn't see the bottom. But I was with a group of people, and I don't remember the people that I was with. I don't even think they were people that I actually know in real life. We were looking into this concrete abyss. I feel like something fell into it, and then somebody fell after the object. And I wasn't the person who fell, but after this person fell, I became that person. The reason I know I wasn't her is because I was watching her when she fell, but then I was in the darkness. And when I looked up, I could see myself looking down at me. I wasn't me anymore. I was whoever had fallen down into the hole. At the bottom, it was very dimly lit by the moonlight from the top. And I was fine, or she was fine. I'm just gonna say I, even though I'm not me. But the hole went further in like a tunnel way. It turned into something else. So I crawled, I don't know why, but I followed the tunnel, and it turned into carpet. And as I continued, it turned into a staircase, but like a massive staircase. Like I was tiny. I wasn't a normal sized person. And as I continued to crawl through the tunnel and to the staircase, I could see the staircase. It became brighter, and again there was that warm lighting, and it was a house, but it was huge. It was massive, and I was small. And there was a woman in the house. She was an old woman, and I don't know why, but I was very scared of her. The stairs came down from nothingness in the ceiling or the side of the wall at the top of her house, and they were massive stairs to me, but normal stairs to her. She was also massive. She was huge. She was like a giant or something, but an old woman. I felt so uncomfortable. There was a dark blue wall with picture frames on it. She had a kitchen behind the wall where the staircase came down. There was a TV, there was a lamp, and I just remember being very scared. I just felt uneasy. I usually have theories as to where my dreams come from, but I don't have any theories with these other than key house. It's been a while since I've had really vivid dreams, and even though they're a little bit spooky, there's no real danger in them, and they just feel interesting to explore and figure out what's going on. And I really enjoy the smell of like damp dirt and in a strange way, even though it was kind of ominous, there was also this comforting sense to them. It was, I don't know, it was very strange. The last few nights have been very strange, and I just kind of wanted to talk about them and get them out. So this video might not be that long, but if you listen to my dreams from the last 4 nights, thanks. Because, you know what, I know people don't like listening to dreams. I know that's a thing. Anyways, thanks for watching the video. Have a great day at home, because stay home. Bye.
Don't forget to like the video and subscribe.